Hey guys, Ponce here, and I just thought I'd talk to you guys a bit about the Season 3 reward stuff that was just announced today by Riot. I'm not going to go over, what exactly it is too much, aside from the extreme basics. You can go to their website, leagueoflegends.com, and read it up there pretty easily. As you can see, I have it open myself, so this is all the stuff here. Just to go over the absolute basics, though, you have until October 31st, 2013 to get up to, whatever tier you feel you belong in and claim the rewards. So gold and above gets you a ward skin and the actual the victorious Elise skin. And if you, I'm not sure, but previous seasons, if you didn't own the champion itself, you would get the champion along with the skin. So yeah, but it just kind of the actual bulk of this video is more so about some weird little tips in trying to get to that tier, gold specifically. Stuff you can do sort of more so outside of the game. I've had a series about elo gain somewhere on my YouTube page here. That's more so about what you can do in game. These are some weird little tips I picked up over the years. Um, I've never actually had to use them myself because every time a reward thing is announced, I'm already gold. Just subtly insert that little bragging bit in there. Um, but yeah, I've watched some other people try and hit gold, and this is sort of what I've observed, and it's also just kind of common sense stuff I picked up in terms of general elo gain. So it's not just about hitting, X tier. But in any case, I have five main points. Why don't we start off with do not wait until the end of the season to try and hit the next tier. Start now. You do not want to be trying to get to gold or whatever it is at the very end in the last 2 weeks. Rank kind of turns into a shit show towards the end of a season. I've observed that every single time, and you're going to get in queue with all kinds of crazy people. Everyone is going to be trying to cram into the next tier. So it's really, you don't want to be competing at a time like that. You have what is it now? It's almost September, so you have all of September, and basically all of October. You got 2 months to do it. The rest of my tips after this also take into account the assumption that you have a lot of time to work with. So like, yeah, most important thing is do not leave this until the last minute. If you want gold tier or above or whatever, start playing ranked as soon as possible and don't be lazy, buddy. You got to be consistent with it over the next couple months. The more time you have, the more you increase your chances of actually hitting specific whatever tier you want. Next thing, point two. This is a little kind of thing I picked up over while playing ranked and stuff. But I'm not entirely sure if this is still the case. I just implemented this rule a long time ago and then just never experimented with it. But do not play on Friday nights. I noticed basically if you play on Friday night, you're going to get stuck in queue with a bunch of drunk people. And I'd rather just not chance that. I mean, obviously, the enemy team is just as likely to have drunk people on their side. Actually, more likely to have drunk people on their side, since I'm going to assume you're not drunk when you're playing. So there's a possibility of 5 drunk people on the enemy team and 4 drunk people on your team. But I still just don't like chancing it. I mean, I'd rather just play in an even environment and take my chances there. I've also noticed Saturdays tend to be kind of weird. That may be just me, noticing weird things that don't exist. I'm not sure, but I personally avoid Saturdays. It kind of seems like people who don't normally play League of Legends suddenly all come out of the woodworks and try and play on the weekend specifically. Sunday is not as bad in my personal experience. This is, maybe this is all just a superstition or whatever at this point, but those are some rules that I personally try to adhere to. Third point, play a warm-up game before playing ranked. This is again a personal sort of thing, but I've noticed, and I think it's the case with a lot of people. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But the first game that I play of the day or whatever, I notice I'm significantly worse than all subsequent games I play that day. So I mean, it's like going for a run or anything. Just give yourself a warm up, even if it's against like bots or in a custom game where you're practicing last hitting for about 2 minutes or whatever. Just get yourself warmed up with the game, then go into ranked. I notice just I'm significantly better after doing something like that. So the fourth point I have is do not play when tired, hungry, or otherwise distracted. Um, it's really I think this affects me perhaps more than most people. Like there's quite a big disparity when I'm really tired or hungry and when I'm fully alert. But this is going to affect everyone just across the board. Like no one plays well when they're sleepy or extremely hungry. And I put otherwise distracted. So don't play when you're mad or sad or whatever. I don't, that's not really a problem with me. So I don't know, but I'm going to assume people play like shit when they're pissed off. So yeah. Oh, and otherwise, this goes without saying, but don't play when you're drunk or stoned either. I know people say, crap like, "Oh, I play so awesome when I'm stoned," and no, you don't. You're terrible when you're stoned. Don't do it. If you actually do play better when you're stoned, you have some very serious issues in terms of your gameplay, and I can't even begin to cover that here. But just don't do it. Point number 5: if you are 100% stuck and like you want gold and say, "Ah, damn it, I can't get into gold. I'm just so far away at this point. I'm gaining no elo or LP at this point. There's no way I'm going to reach it." Uh, Start a threes team with some people that you know are good. Threes is definitely, at least it was in season 2, the easiest way to reach gold. I think you'll need to win like, I don't know, probably 7 out of the 10 placement games, and then you should be in gold. I think it's the elo threshold. If it hasn't changed, is significantly lower than solo queue. Even if it isn't, it's pretty easy. And then if it doesn't work out, disband that team and then start a new team. So you just keep starting over that way. If I recall correctly, my own experience with season 2 threes, the 3v3 team, I think within like 10 games, or just slightly over 10 games, it's about 15 games, I think. Me and 2 other guys made it to 1 game before platinum. And then unfortunately we didn't hit that, and then we lost a bunch after that, and I was like, oh, whatever. Basically what I wanted was a gold across the board in solo queue, ranked fives, and threes. So we accomplished that, and unfortunately we didn't quite hit platinum. But threes is a really, really easy way to get gold, at least in season 2, and I'm going to assume that's still the case. Just find 3 things that are stupid powerful in the threes and spam nothing but that, and hopefully it works out. But yeah, that's all I have in terms of just sort of weird, sort of out of game tips, meta tips, if you will, in terms of reaching your desired goal for season 3 and hopefully picking up some rewards. But I'm going to reiterate point number 1 again: is do not be lazy and wait until the end of the season. That is the most important thing. Start either now or within the next few weeks or something. You want as much time as possible to, even if you don't, listen to the rest of my tips, start as soon as possible. You do not want to get, stuck in that rush at the end of the season. That is terrible. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys found this informative. This has been Ponce from livenoleague.com/livestream or twitch.tv/Ponce. And I'm off for now. Goodbye.